Hey friends, it's Maddie. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about authors that I want to read more from. Some of these authors have more books and I just haven't read them. Some of them only have one book and have more coming out or haven't even announced another book coming out, which is a little like, I need another one. But I thought I would talk about it and kind of talk about what books I've read from them and why I liked them, and yeah, maybe you could let me know if their other books are good or worth checking out. We shall see. First on my list is Josh Malerman. Now, I have read a book and a novella from him. I read Bird Box, of course, and then I read The House at the Bottom of the Lake. Bird Box, I really did enjoy. I think I gave it like 4 stars. I'm not going to tell you what like all these books are about, probably because I don't know, that's not really what this video is about. So yeah, Bird Box, which is like a post-apocalyptic, I'm totally telling you what they're about. I'll give you like a brief overview, but I'm not going to go into like deep summaries for these books. Bird Box is like a post-apocalyptic book where there's like creatures that if you see them, you kill yourself and everyone around you. Everyone around you first, then yourself, of course. It'd be hard to kill people if you were already dead. And then House at the Bottom of the Lake is about this early 20s or teenage couple that go on a date to this lake, and there's a house at the bottom of this like kind of secluded lagoon area, and they spend a lot of time diving under the water and trying to figure out like why it's there and stuff. I just really like his ideas, and his writing is really good. I really do enjoy it. I think it's compelling. I think it keeps you like wanting to know what's happening. You want more from it. And yeah, so I have on my list for sure to read is Inspection, because I have it on my shelf over there. I'm not sure if I'm going to read Mallory or not. I'd love to know if any of you have read it and what you thought of it. And then there's another book he has called Unbury Carol, which doesn't have very good reviews, but it's possible that I'll still like it. We shall see. Next is Stephen Graham Jones, which is kind of wild because I've read one like 200-page book by him. I read Night of the Mannequins by him fairly recently, and I really liked it. A lot of people didn't like it because it ended up not being what they thought it was going to be, but that's why I freaking loved it. I thought it was going one way, and then when I finally caught on to what was happening, it shook me, and it took me like 20% to really understand what the hell was going on. Like, I don't know if everybody else figured it out right away, because it seemed like some people didn't like it right off the bat. But once I figured out what was going on, I was just like, oh my God, this is genius. And it just kept, it just worked for me in so many ways. Like, I love a slasher. I think the presentation of it was amazing. This is not a review of Night of the Mannequins, but as you can see, I really liked it. So I have The Only Good Indians over there, which I really want to read before the end of 2020. That would be like a goal because I have only heard good things about it. I think it's also Indigenous Peoples Month in November, so I would really like to get to it in November, actually. And then on my list, I also have The Last Final Girl, which is like a slasher, I think also, which I loved Night of the Mannequin, so hopefully I'm really gonna like that one. And then I also have Mongrels on the list, which I believe is a werewolf book. So yeah, I'd like to know if you've read any of those and what you thought of them. Ooh, another author is Edgar Cantero. He is the author of the book Meddling Kids, which was a play off of Scooby-Doo. And I did really like his writing and stuff. I'm just nervous to read another book by him because I almost wonder if I liked Meddling Kids so much because I freaking love Scooby-Doo so much. And it's like a dark kind of take on Scooby-Doo. And it's not actually a Scooby-Doo book. It's just very much inspired by Scooby-Doo, you can tell. So yeah, I'm just kind of nervous. His book, The Supernatural Enhancements, I just wonder if I would like that. I don't know if anyone has read that, but yeah, I'm interested to try again because I gave his book 5 stars. And, you know, if I give a book 5 stars, I'm pretty intrigued to, you know, keep reading from that author because obviously there's something that I liked. Next, let's talk about some freaking women already. Gosh. Symone St James, she writes these like ghost books, but there's just something so like quiet and creepy about them that it almost feels like it's sneaking up on you. So I've read The Broken Girls and The Sundown Motel, which I think are her two most popular books. I really loved both of them. I loved the characters in them. I love the story. I think I like The Sundown Motel more because I like the idea of a haunted hotel. Like, The Shining is my favorite Stephen King book. Like, I love the idea of a haunted hotel. But she has another book called The Haunting of Maddie Clare, and it's another ghosty type book. And I think I'm kind of hit or miss on those slow, ghosty type books, I guess you could say. So I'm just a little bit concerned that I might not like it. But I think I just need to like do the darn thing and read it. Another one, and this is one who only has one book out right now, and that is Leah Johnson. She's the author of You Should See Me in a Crown, which I think I read in September or October of this year. Really, really loved that book. Oh my gosh. So it's a book about this girl who is trying to go to this like prestigious musical college, and she doesn't get the scholarship that she needs in order to go there. And so the town that she lives in, if you win prom, you get like this really big scholarship. So basically she gets herself into the running for prom queen so that she can win a scholarship to go to the school. And there's also a female-female relationship with this girl who goes to her school, and I just really loved it. I really liked Liz, the main character of the book. I felt like I connected to her a lot, and yeah, I'm just really intrigued to see what else this author will come out with. She has a book coming out in 2021 called Rise to the Sun, which I believe also features a female-female relationship and takes place at like a music festival or something. So I probably will check that out next year. I would also really like to read more from Sylvan Newville. And he wrote The Test, which is in like a novella. I think it's like 110 pages, but it was amazing. It was like an episode of Black Mirror. I freaking loved it. And he has this series called The Themis Files, which I've seen Jade from JD Ray Reads reading, and she seems to really like it. And I think I have the first one on Kindle. So I would like to get to that. But he writes like sci-fi dystopian type books, which is just, I love that shit. So I'm really hoping that I would like more from him. My throat is so dry today. Wow. So this next author wrote one of my favorite books that I read last year, and that is Rory Power. Wilder Girls was amazing. I know a lot of people didn't like it. It's like a YA body horror book, and it's just kind of like loosey-goosey. Like there's plot to it, but there kind of isn't, and it's really about like getting to know the characters and experience and kind of live in their world, and I really, really liked that. She had a book that just came out this summer called Burn Our Bodies Down, which I have and I still haven't read yet, but I would really like to. I think I'm kind of nervous because the reviews on it have been kind of mixed, and I'm just not really sure where I'm going to fall in that spectrum. But then she also has a book coming out next year called The World Ends Here, and that sounds freaking amazing too. So like, I will probably continue to pick up everything she I will probably continue to pick up everything she puts out, even if I don't love Burn Our Bodies Down, because I just know like the potential is like up here. I would also really love to read more from John Langan, who writes like this weird cosmic horror. I read The Fisherman, which is an unexplainable story. It's like these guys go to this specific try to go to this specific fishing spot after they've both lost people. They kind of become fishing buddies after they both suffer a really big loss, and in their grief they kind of bond over fishing. And on their way to this fishing spot, they stop at this diner, and the person at the diner tells them this really long story. It's like 70% of the book is like story within a story about that spot and like the lore and the mythology behind it. And I freaking loved it. I think some people didn't like it because of the like really long story in the middle, but I think it worked for me. You know, the story with the guys going fishing is kind of like a framing device, and then the real meat is that story in the middle, and I loved it. He has one coming out, or one that just came out called Children of the Fang, and then he has another one called Seraphina and Other Betrayals, and I believe those are both short story collections. I don't know that I've read any of his short stories, but I'm willing to give it a go because I really, really liked The Fisherman. Also really liked from, I believe it was earlier this year, The Return by Rachel Harrison. This one didn't do it for a lot of people, I think because it was marketed as a thriller when it's much more horror and goes into like weird supernatural or creature-y type situations, and I think people weren't really ready for that, as like a thriller normally doesn't have that stuff. But I loved it, and she doesn't currently have anything else announced yet, which, like, I'm not trying to put pressure on her, but like, I want to read more. Please give me more. And then lastly, the final author on this list is Angie Kim, who wrote Miracle Creek, which came out in 2019. This book is like a court mystery where you're following all these different people who were involved in this, like, I think it was like an explosion or something like that at this like treatment facility, where they're giving people like a lot of oxygen to try and cure like a bunch of different stuff. Basically all these people are in this like treatment center for a wide variety of things. I think a guy's there for infertility, autism, cerebral palsy maybe, but it blows up, and the mother of one of the kids who was in there is thought to have been the cause of it. And you're basically following, and you get all these different sides, and you know, of course the story comes together in the end and it's shocking and there's a reveal and everything. But I just thought it was really well told. It wasn't like a boring courtroom drama that can happen sometimes. I think Angie Kim is actually a lawyer or works in the legal field, so she knows more about that kind of stuff. But yeah, she doesn't have anything announced that's coming out, probably because she's like out there doing lawyer shit. I don't know, but I would really love more from her. Yeah, so those are the authors that I would really love to read more books from. I would like to know if you have read any of these authors that I've mentioned, especially if you've read one of the books that I haven't. I would like to know what your thoughts are, and if I would like it based on my liking of their other work. Kind of just give me your thoughts. What do you think? Yeah, but anyway, that's gonna do it. I could probably list like a bajillion more authors, but who has the time? I mean, I do, because I'm not doing anything because COVID. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. So if you will give this video a big ol' thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content from me. This is kind of a smattering of some of the authors that I like, but it's not all of it. Yeah, check out some of my other videos, and I would love it if you stuck around. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.